everyone, welcome to another Two Stupid Gamers unboxing video. It's just me this time, but I do have something that I wanted to unbox. I figure why not let everyone see? This is something that I don't think a lot of you are familiar with, probably never heard of this before, but I'm going to be unboxing the Gamo 2 FAUCETWO VW Soundvoltex controller. Now, if you don't know what Soundvoltex is, I'll put over some B-roll right here of me playing it at pretty much every convention we've been going to in the last couple of months. But Soundvoltex is a rhythm game, Japanese rhythm game, very simple controls, very simple idea, very difficult to master, very complicated later higher end stages. I wanted to get the home version, so I went out and I got myself a controller specifically for this game that was from the website Gamo 2. You guys can check out the link right here. And well, now that I have it, I'm ready to play one of my more recent favorite rhythm games that I get to check out only at conventions, right from the comfort of my home whenever I want. So without further ado, we're just gonna get right into the unboxing. Okay, so here we have it. You can see FAUCETWO on the front. You have basically just a picture of what the controller looks like. So I know that some of you are just not familiar with what this game is like. You've probably never seen it before, but if you take a look at the very front, we can kind of go over this. So the way it works is that you have the four main squares on the front. Those are going to be your four main buttons. They're called BTs. You have BT A, B, C, and D. You're just very simple. You're just pressing them when those prompts come up. In the same way, you also have the FXL, the FXR. So these are the two buttons on the bottom. Again, whenever you see the little orange indicator, that's your cue that you have to press that button at that time. Now, what makes Soundvoltex unique, and a lot of rhythm games, a lot of these arcade rhythm games will have something about them that does make them unique, is right here, these knobs. So you have a left knob and a right knob. This allows you to input for the lasers that come up during the track. And what the lasers is the laser is kind of like a wave that plays along the track. What it does is it applies like a low pass filter to the song. It sounds really cool. It's almost like you're kind of going in and out of the music. It adds another depth to the game. In addition to, usually around those times, the tracks will also kind of tilt as well. So again, this is really the unique aspect of Soundvoltex specifically. There are other games that can use this controller as well, but the one that I'm really going to be playing it for is Soundvoltex. And what would an unboxing be without actually unboxing the thing? We're going to use a nice fork, plastic fork, which is excellent because it's also good white bounce as well. Granted, the box is good white bounce. And there you have it. Again, very nice box, very pretty on the outside. It's very plain though, there's nothing else. There's that white balance I was talking about. Okay, we're gonna just take the top off. Molding. And here we have it. So, the Soundvoltex controller. And I cannot wait to pick this up. Again, before this, I've actually never had anything like this ever. So picking this up for the first time is going to be interesting. I've only played these games in the arcades. Never got to try this out at like somebody's house or, I mean, just anywhere. So I'm going to see what the home version of the arcade feels like. Oh, actually, it's not quite as heavy as I thought. It's actually probably about the weight of like an arcade stick. So that's not too bad. But there it is. Very nice colors all around. It gives you so much space. It really is, I would say, probably about the same size as the arcade version. So that's pretty dope. It has this sick design. I gotta be honest, the design kind of sold me on this one specifically. There are a couple of different designs and colors, like I said. This design is very reminiscent of Sonic art, kind of like Sonic 3 or Sonic Mania, Sonic and Knuckles, some of the overlay stuff that they did in the game. So it's very pretty. And once again, so you have the two FX buttons. It's got a good spring to it. You have the four main buttons. Get your start button. And of course you have the knobs themselves. So you have the two, the left and the right. On the top you have a cable and another cable input, USB the top you have USB-C. You have another more serious USB type. I forget what this is called. I think it might be A, but I don't remember. So don't quote me on that. And then obviously like a sort of start button. Yeah, and that's pretty much the unboxing, basically. So have a nice look at that. I hope it's coming out good with the lighting and stuff. Okay, and actually on the bottom of the box, I was kind of wondering where some of the extra stuff was, but we did get 2 wires. So you have the USB-C. Again, it has that universal style. You can flip it upside down, doesn't really matter. USB-C, you're good to go. This is actually USB-B. I thought it was A, but it's actually USB-B. So you get both cables. I do appreciate that because although I have probably a million of these lying around, I do not have a lot of USB-B cables ready. So I'm glad that they provided me with that. We also got the instructions. Of course, what would be complete without instructions? I'm going to have a quick read over this later, but I mean, well, there you go. It just kind of lays out everything that you need. It does look like it's in English as well, which is helpful. And there is also one more thing. I'm not sure what this is. Came in a little blue box. So we're going to just open that up. Looks to be some kind of padding. These are some kind of rubber pads. I'm sure it's because the controller is a bit modular, so you can make adjustments and tweaks and so forth. So I'm sure that that's what that's for. I will double check that and see you guys on the flip side, because that's everything you get in the box. All right, well, once again, there you have it. This is everything that comes with the FAUCETWO VW controller. Now, I just wanted to throw in real quick, because they're, like I said, it was pretty customizable what options that you have available to you. So these are DJ DAO and Omron buttons, along with 60G strings. You can also set the specific resistances of each button, which I thought was really interesting. Fortunately, as someone who doesn't have too much experience, I really wasn't able to make a solid determination of which ones would be appropriate for me on my own. Thankfully, I had a friend named Chino who had assisted me in picking out this controller, just advised me of what specific resistance I need. So that's something you may want to keep in mind. You do have the option for Sanwa buttons, and I know that some of you fighting game enthusiasts, you've probably heard of that before. Sanwa makes buttons for fighting game controllers as well. So there are different options, and like I said, this is a modular controller, so you can remove the back plate. I was just glancing through the instructions. You're able to kind of change things. And speaking of removing the back, so I had found out what these are for. These are damping pieces. Over time, you may find that the knobs will start to have different resistances, and what the instructions recommend is every 3 to 4 months, if you're starting to feel a loss of resistance with the knobs, you would want to replace a fresh set of dampers for your knobs. That's essentially what this is. Now, once again, that is going to be everything. I am stoked. I cannot wait to get my hands on this and just try to test it out. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of troubleshooting, as there usually is. This does plug straight into the computer. There's also some information about power sources and whatnot, so I'm looking forward to this. If you don't want to catch me playing some of this, I will be streaming it on my Twitch page, twitch.tv/mashthestampede. And yeah, I mean, I hope you guys enjoy this unboxing. Let us know in the comments below. Are you interested in Soundvoltex? Have you ever heard of Soundvoltex before? Do you like any kind of arcade rhythm games? Let us know in the comments below. We're always curious to hear that. And yeah, let me know what you think about the unboxing. I hope to see you again soon. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next Two Super Gamers video. Thank you so much. Take care.